I'm Dan Boerman, a Kiwi comedian who recently moved to London to pursue stand-up comedy. And every week I'll be chatting to folks here in the Big Smoke who are getting after it themselves. This is Big Pond. It's one of the better ones.
I'm good, man. I was sweating. I'm actually not sweating anymore.
No? What happened between sweating and not sweating? Why were you sweating?
I cooled down because I biked here.
Yeah.
I misjudged my layers. You know about, just layering.
Oh.
Layering can be such a...
I know all about layering since the jacket incident of 2001. But we don't have time to get into that.
9/11?
Something like 9/11. Goodness gracious, what a time. I did a show a few nights ago, and there was a gentleman in the front row, and we were having a bit of back and forth, a bit of banter. He's a nice enough dude. I could imagine myself being a friend with someone like him, who's a very affable young man. And he was born in 2006.
God, that's crazy.
That was hectic. That was hectic to me. And I had a little bit of material about September 11, and he couldn't relate to it. It was like someone doing Princess Diana stuff to me. It's like you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something that I haven't done in the podcast before, which I should, several episodes in, is do an intro for the guest.
Do an intro.
To do an intro to actually explain who I am here with. Becky Goodman, musical comedian, originally from New York City, now living in London.
That's right, baby.
Funny and musical and funny at the same time. Tour support for Nina Conti.
Yes, not the whole tour, but some of it. Yeah,
some
Lily
of the
Phillips.
tour.
Shout out to Lily Phillips, Joe Caulfield, and Rob Rouse, who also did tour support for
Shout out to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Caulfield.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same Joe Caulfield from up north?
Yeah.
Am I overpronouncing that surname, or am I saying that right? Because with my accent,
that could be an accent thing. Caulfield. I mean,
Caulfield.
You're not going to say
I'm saying the L and call,
Yeah,
like cauliflower.
But
I'm saying that wrong.
Yeah, Caulfield.
Caulfield.
But
I'm
that's
thinking
my
about
accent.
it too hard.
Yeah, don't think about it too hard. She's lovely.
Fantastic.
She's lovely. Yeah, she's based in Edinburgh.
So
she did the Manchester show.
Oh, brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. What a small world. So you're tour support, not for the whole tour, but doing some tour support, but you're also playing guitar on that tour as well?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Very, very good. You, in a past life, were a Latin teacher.
How'd you know that? How did you know that?
I live in your walls. No, I just have done my research. So you taught Latin, and then around 23 you decided to get into improv.
Yeah.
When you started.
Yeah, I was teaching Latin at my old high school. That was like, I had done some PAing on film sets in New York right after college, and I worked in a coffee shop. But then I was like, I don't know what to do, living with my parents. Because I was teaching Latin, and it was like, I was teaching to 3 ninth graders, which is 13, 14 for you guys. And I had the smallest class, and I was teaching them first level Latin. And I was also substitute teaching within the school, my old high school. And about like 6 months in, I was like, I hate this. Like, it just felt like putting on a different skin.
Yeah.
And, and blazers.
Yeah.
Like, I don't wear blazers.
Not a blazer girly.
I'm not a blazer woman.
You're not a shoulder pad girly?
Well, I kind of would be a shoulder pad girly, but I have pretty pronounced shoulders, so I tried a jacket on the other day with shoulder pads, and I thought, nope.
So what I'm hearing is you were teaching Latin, and you're like, my delts are too developed to be here.
My delts are too big for these kids.
Yeah, I'm too jacked for this language.
I'm too jacked for this. I'm Ecce Romani. I'm too jacked for you. And then I was like, this just feels like putting on different skin, and I don't like it. And I always wanted to get into performing somehow because I'd never really done it. And then I took this improv class in New York, and I totally loved the stupidity of it and the freedom of it. And I was like, I really like performing. So at the end of the school year, I quit, and I got a job at a coffee shop restaurant and started doing improv with no plan for what that meant.
Were you ever performative at the cafe? Did you ever find yourself your sort of method in the sense that you were like studying improv, and then when you'd be taking orders, you were like a bit wacky? Did that ever happen? Did that ever come out?
You were always wacky.
So you're always a bit wacky by default.
I would love for you to just and I could send this to you, just throw up some pictures of me when I was a child.
Yeah.
I'll send them to you if you want to do this.
We'll put them on the screen now.
Yeah, put them on the screen because you can see what kind of kid I was and understand. I was like a tomboy. I was goofy. I was weird.
Yeah.
I was always a little bit like, I want to make you laugh. That's my way of fitting in.
Were you like Manic Pixie Dream Girl? Were you like the no?
No. I was like playground dirt football kid. Bowl cut Dragon Ball Z kid.
Yeah.
Had a crush on Pete Sampras kid.
That's a niche that I can't begin to understand what you're describing. You're throwing out references that have just gone over my head.
Have you ever seen The Lion King?
Sort of once.
Okay, that's a crazy response.
Yeah, I have no.
What do you mean, sort of once, kind of?
I was trying to make out with a woman when I was like 19, and it was on in the background.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I've kind of seen it. I know what happened.
Why was it on in the background when you were making out with a woman when you were 19?
We were both 19. I wasn't getting like groomed.
Oh well, I was picturing her being like 7 if she's watching The Lion King.
That was such a hectic thing to say. Because what happened is I preempted that assumption by saying, I was 19, they were 19. And then you just threw in watching Lion King with a 7-year-old. That is such a hectic thing you say. Every day I just walk on eggshells in the arts and you I'm just dodging bullets constantly.
Yeah, but why were you watching The Lion King?
It was just on. It was
like so let's turn on the TV before we just.
I think it was just at the end of the DVD era. I think it was. I can't remember. Yeah, I was just at some.
What do you mean? There's so many steps involved.
We were smoking cigarettes indoors. The Lion King was on. It was just the duality of man.
None of this is. If you said we were smoking cigarettes indoors and Goodfellas was on, I would go okay. If you said we were having ring pops indoors. I don't even know if you know what that is.
I know
we were
ring
watching
pops
The Lion King.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Why?
One of those is innocent. One of those is hard.
But you don't have to. Like you're saying. Oh, watching the Goodfellas and smoking cigarettes. It's like you don't have to role play what's on film. It's like, oh, Titanic's on. Let's buy some ice creams.
It would be nice for the atmosphere.
It probably would be. I love Titanic.
It's dissonant. That's what I'm trying to say. The fact that The Lion King was on and you're 19 and you're smoking cigarettes indoors, I guess it's because it was past the era of when we were watching Lion King.
I think it was just a DVD that was on in the background. It was just a bit of noise, a bit of nothing.
I need to move on from
it was like we had lit an incense. We had lit a candle. We didn't care what the flavor of candle was. It was just a bit of nothing ambience in the background.
Oh, you want to put The Lion King on?
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, let's like set the mood. It was like there was.
Were you making out when
I was trying to make out with this woman that I fancied.
Stampede? You can't. Here's
the Stampede. No, see, you're ruining it for me. I didn't. What happens during the film?
Dan, I think The Lion King came out during 1996. Fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure. And so, do you know about the Stampede?
I know about the Stampede. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
because you can't be making out during the Stampede.
No, I get extra sad during the Stampede because to me it represents not kissing a woman as a 19-year-old and waiting till I was 20 for my first smooch. So it's quite emotionally charged as a film.
So you didn't kiss her?
No, I wanted to, but we didn't because she was like.
So what did you
do? Sat there being seen as more of a friend.
This is
so
funny.
I got friend zoned during The Lion King. So what do you do? You light a cigarette and you just sit there just smoking and just yearning for. I don't know. Just yearning. I was just yearning. I was sitting there longing just with a cigarette.
That's
I reckon
crazy.
There's worse dates to have.
Yeah,
normally you light a cigarette after sex. I just didn't have the sex. I just had the cigarette.
Lit the cigarette after Simba
and I just sitting there.
Get up, Dad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow. Well, okay. I guess we both had. The reason I brought The Lion King up was to ask you actually if you'd seen The Lion King 2.
Oh, right. No, I haven't got the. What would that be for me? Like second base?
That'd be like you trying to have anal, and she's like,
Jesus.
Wait a second.
I just for the people at home. It's 11 o'clock on a Wednesday morning.
She's like, I don't see you like that, only in the vagina, and you're like,
that is such a hectic thing that you said. No, I respect that.
Anyway, let me tell you because this is about what I was like as a
Yeah, I want to see you claw it back.
I just want to get to the
end.
Oh yeah,
no, chat about your childhood. That's a great pivot.
I just want to get to the end of this point after anal. Is that
goodness?
There was if anybody's seen The Lion King 2, Scar's son plays a big role in The Lion King 2. And I had a crush on Scar's son because he was like, he wanted to be good, but he came from a bad family.
Yeah, but Scar's son is for people who haven't seen it, is a lion.
He's a lion cub.
The older I get, the more I realize that ladies are you're absolute freaks, aren't you? That to you it's God forbid a guy's like of I've got a bit of a a schoolgirl thing. I've got like a schoolgirl fantasy. It's like, oh, that's so dirty and perverted, and you're like, I like what this lion represents because it reminds me of my dad. It's
it did remind me of my father.
Didn't it?
No,
that would be weird.
No, that would be weird.
That'd be outrageous.
It was about his personality. See, ladies, it's really about what's on the inside. Doesn't matter if he's a cartoon lion.
Yeah. So I think that's a Frida Kahlo quote.
He was hot. Can you put up a picture?
This is so much editing. No more editing. This takes so long to do.
Fine.
So
I'll do
I'm
it
just
for
overlaying
you.
images.
Send me the clip. I'll do it in Premiere Pro so that people can see that he was hot.
Fantastic. So we're putting up. So far we've had. I need you to understand what's going to be on my hard drive during the editing.
Yeah.
A hot lion.
Yeah.
And several pictures of you as a child. That can't be on my hard drive. That's not
so different
good.
from a lot of my exes.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Case knows what I'm talking about.
This is this is hectic. It's a Wednesday morning as well. I'd love to see what you're like on like a Saturday evening pod.
Totally calm.
Fantastic.
Really prude.
So Lion King featured in your childhood, as it did mine in some capacity. You were obsessed with the Marx Brothers as a child. They were your main inspiration.
Oh, did you go to my website? You went to my website.
You have a website? No, I didn't know you had a website. No.
How'd you find it? Because
if people do want to find you, is it just BeckyGoodman.com?
Yeah, BeckyGoodman.com.
How good?
It's it's lionkinganal.net.
Oh, Jesus.
.uk.
I reckon there's some countries we won't be able to play this like on Spotify. This will be like a banned episode. This will be like just behind a paywall on Patreon.
Yeah.
That's so hectic. I know that. I'll tell you, I'll ask you this. This leads into a question I have for you as a comedian, as a friend. Would you tell me about the difference between UK and USA humour? Because to me, I almost think of it as Commonwealth humour. Like New Zealand, Australia, UK is in one hemisphere, and then US is another. They're very different styles of comedy, aren't they? I mean, like lionkinganal.net is a crazy thing to say. I feel like British humour is that's just my blog, man.
It's just a website.
I feel like there's like nuance and subtlety to UK humour, and US humour almost has brashness. And correct me if I'm wrong. Do you agree? Like from working on the New York scene for a long time, did you find that there was like an intensity and a brashness to comedy there versus what you're finding in London?
I mean, I think you can be pretty like pushy with the stuff you say in the States. It's a little bit expected maybe and a little bit crass. And because I think Americans are a little bit more outwardly crude and crass, not everywhere.
Which is interesting though. I just sorry to jump in, like the C word. I mean, we can say
it's different, right?
Which is interesting because you'd think in the US you could get away with that.
It's just not common. It's like to say it is very loaded. It's just not in our vernacular. But But
you also can like carry around guns and just like talk about bum stuff, and people are fine with it. It's
we're fucking crazy though.
Yeah.
Well, what I would say is that I feel like a UK audience needs a lot more warming up to get to the level that American audiences can, in terms of explicitness, to get to that. They need a little bit more like, hey, it's okay. It's all right. Like a little bit more hand holding, like you're okay. Like it's just a game,
Yeah.
But it's different, right? Because like I would say one thing that I don't want to shit on UK comedy culture, but I really don't like puns and wordplay.
Like one-liner comics, you're not a fan of?
No. Some like Stephen Wright, for example. Stephen Wright stuff. Like he's got weird one-liners, strange stuff. Or Rodney Dangerfield. Those guys are, but like the sort of like, oh, isn't that clever? I don't like that. And it's the same, but it's the same kind of trait that's like, oh, check me out, I'm so funny. That's what I don't like. I don't like it when comedians make a point of going, oh, aren't I so clever with that wordplay? Wasn't that funny? Oh yes, please validate me. I don't like that.
So you appreciate when...
That's not the main difference, by the way, but that's just one thing
that's something that you notice. So you appreciate when comics don't take themselves super seriously or can take the piss out of themselves a bit and can knock themselves down a peg. You're not a fan of big egos on stage?
Anywhere. Also, but I would say, like, I think UK does surrealism pretty well. Like, it's pretty embedded in the culture of media and like stage to do more absurdist stuff.
I've noticed that as well.
Yeah, and to sort of like audiences, I've said this quite a bit when people have asked me, what's the difference? If you come out for example, you can't see this, so there's a tree in the corner of this room, right? If you decided to come out on stage from behind that tree in London and just take your time and not say anything, a British audience will go, ooh, they'll ride along with it.
Yeah.
If you did that in the States, people would go, what the fuck is going on? They'd be like, well, this isn't what I paid for. What the fuck are you doing behind a tree? You know what I mean? It's just like you have to really, in the same way that you might have to do a little bit of hand holding with the UK audience to get to the dirty smut, real crass stuff, or like, dangerous stuff, or like playing around with the boundaries of what's acceptable in comedy. You would have to do a lot of work to get a US audience to go along with you in absurdism, clowning, anything more on the alternative side of performance.
Is that, I can say this, I might have told you this, I'm half American myself, so I'm half American, half Kiwi.
Kind of recently.
So I feel like I can probably get away with saying it. To me, like, is that rooted in intelligence? I'm not saying that American audiences are less intelligent than Brits, but do you think the fact, or is that impatience? What is that? Why do American audiences why are they not able to appreciate what you're describing, that a UK audience has patience?
It's a cultural thing. Like it's an older society here. You have a longer history of performance and theater. You have it built into your culture. We are a young country, extremely young country, and
meaning America.
The United States, not just America. We're a very young country, and our culture of performance is rooted less in theater and stagecraft and storied, like, like history of, literature, all these great authors and playwrights that you guys have over here. Not you, but you know what I mean, in the UK. We have a shorter history of performance that's like rooted in, Broadway and a lot of, honestly, like Yiddish theater, Jewish theater. I'm talking, right now I'm talking about New York City, and then Hollywood. And so we don't really have a culture based in storied performance and experimentation, and we're young. That's what I would say. I think it's just different. It's cultural. It's a cultural difference.
The Hollywood's like a good touch point for what you're describing, right? That I'm thinking of like action movies and things that are like on the nose and instantaneous and obvious and explicit, right?
And also our comedy is like, it comes from vaudeville, which exists here too. But it's like, fast paced, let's keep it going, and never forget that we're a culture rooted in, monetization of everything and capitalism. So if I'm coming to see entertainment, make me laugh. We don't, it's not our end. Besides all of that, what I've just mentioned, I think our culture of money around entertainment is very, very different to here. I think British audiences will take a chance on a night they have no idea what they're going to be in for, and they'll be game as an audience to let it unfold. Whereas in the States, like comedy is expensive. In New York, for example, if you're a tourist or if you want to go out to a comedy night, if you want to go to the best comedy night at the Comedy Cellar, you're paying for maybe a $40 ticket and then a 2-drink minimum. So you're paying like $70 for a night of comedy. So I'm not going to take my time and watch you come out from behind a tree.
So there's an expectation of instant value.
I'd like to be entertained.
That's interesting. That is a very interesting observation.
Yeah. I mean, that's just my opinion. I think comedy is way more affordable here, and it's more part of the culture. There's more nights that people go out to. Pub culture and like backroom performance is way more embedded here. And we don't have that. We have clubs, Yeah. We have, you're paying for your ticket, and your ticket is expensive, and I want to be entertained. Dinner and a show. You know what I mean?
Interesting. I have a question I was going to ask earlier. With, I guess, performing in the US and performing here, there's, I'm probably not speaking out of turn to say that comedy traditionally has been like a boys' club, right? And I know with your comedy, you did the show that you did at the Edinburgh Fringe, which you've done back overseas in New York as well. The Day My Sugar Daddy Dumped Me.
Yeah. And
a spoiler for people who haven't seen it, I mean, it's in reviews, I can probably mention it, as you end the show dressed up as a...
Oh, yeah, I'm in a labia costume.
Dressed up in a giant labia costume, right?
Yeah, my head is the clitoris.
And a lot of guys might see that and be like, what is that? But you dressed up as a giant vagina in this show. When it comes to being sexual, when it comes to sexual content, do you just find that funny? I find it funny. A lot of my stuff is that because I think it's hilarious, and that's why I do it. As a chick performer, is there an expectation that you have to do that to keep up with a boys' club, or do you just find it funny?
Well, I think some people consider it kind of hack to only talk about sex, especially if you're a woman. It's like, oh, I don't want to. Why is she so dirty?
Is it more hack still if a woman does versus if I did sexual?
I think so, but that's just my opinion.
And the opinion of a lot of audiences, probably right.
Yeah,
if chicks are just talking about sex,
it's like, oh,
crass
it's
and it's
kind of hack. And I think it's because it's just we're not as used to hearing women talk very explicitly about sex. So it feels a bit like a little bit more off-putting. But like sex and relationships are funny to me because they bring out the most deeply rooted, like, I don't know, self-conscious roots, or like, sex is such a funny situation because you have to be your most vulnerable self.
Vulnerability,
and you're naked, and it's like all these things that you are as a human, you're trying to reconcile with and be primal at the same time. So it's funny. It just depends on how you talk about it. I mean, I'm conscious, like, I don't want all of my material only to be that nature, but I am drawn to talking about sex a lot because I think it's like the nexus of where a lot of being human interacts,
I mean, I'm the same with my material. To your point, a lot of my stuff is that because I just find it funny personally. I'm not sitting here in a position of going, why would a female ever talk about sex? It's like, well, my assumption is because it's hilarious and because it's relatable. And for me, like you said, it's vulnerable. It's almost therapeutic in a sense to talk about experiences. For example, 19-year-old me trying to kiss watching The Lion King, getting rejected. How do you work through that? It's a funny story. It's better to laugh about that than to reflect on it and go, oh, that was kind of sad. I'm watching the Stampede with a cigarette and no forehead kiss. So yeah, for you, it's you agree with that idea that it's just hilarious. Therefore, you work that in.
It's a great. I mean, people always been talking about sex. Just don't make it hack. I guess try not to make it hack when you talk about it.
I remember when I was with a pal of mine, shout out Tyler. We were 17. We're staying at a hostel in New Zealand.
You were watching The Lion King, smoking cigarettes.
We were, smoking. No, not even my friend. Not even Ty would kiss me. But such is the nature of that's just toxic masculinity in New Zealand. That's a whole separate thing. Can't even kiss a friend goodnight. But we were hanging out at a hostel, and we were looking up at in the bunk beds that we were in. All of the, I guess, like graffiti people with Sharpies had just written on like the wooden slats on the bunks above us, and all the writing and all the drawings and everything on there was just sex related. Yeah. This name and this name, shagged here on this date, and someone would draw a picture of a pair of breasts, and everything was centered around it. And we were having that conversation about like, man, this is just such a human thing that everyone does, and it's something that everyone thinks about all the time or a lot of the time. It is foundationally so human. And as you say, like I imagine some audiences find it crass and hack if chicks talk about it, but it is just a very human thing. And it is something that, like you say, I find that interesting, that it represents a lot of vulnerability, and that's maybe why we're drawn to talk about it, to dress up as a vulva and
it's also,
challenge
it's like, okay, come on, are we going to pretend that sex isn't funny? Like, I'm all about, like, let's heighten this to the extent that you understand sex is ridiculous. Let's not clench our anuses about this.
It's funny, if sex wasn't something that was like arousing and erogenous and all of, I feel weird me saying the word erogenous for some reason. It's like saying the word panties into a microphone with my accent. I feel bad. Panties. I think I've only ever seen erogenous written. I don't think I've ever said it. But if it wasn't all of those wonderful things.
Well, and holy, by the way.
And what?
Holy. That might be more like, well, no pun intended.
Yeah, because I only heard the pun. I didn't understand the other.
H-O-L-Y.
H-O-L-Y, yeah.
Not H-O-L-E-Y. That might be more of a United States thing where it's like, oh, it's about creating life.
Yeah, leave room for the Holy Spirit during reverse cowgirl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if we're quoting Vin Diesel. So, yeah, that's so interesting, isn't it? If sex wasn't all of those wonderful hot and horny things, it would just be funny and nothing else, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
It would
funny.
just be a silly, noisy
Come
time.
on. It's silly. It's funny.
Your solo show is centered around the story of yours, where your first relationship when you were 19 was with someone 41 years your elder, and that's what your show is centered around.
Yeah, and then meeting and having a relationship with a sugar daddy in New York.
Subsequent
The first half is about that and first relationship, and then like going on a spiral of having extramarital affairs, and then meeting a sugar daddy.
Sal, the sugar daddy. Sal's the name of a pizza chain in New Zealand.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Sal's
New York style pizza. Yeah, Sal's. Shout out Sal's. I took an ex there for Valentine's Day years ago, and I rang up in advance, and I got them to do a love heart on the pizza, and like made out of olives, like a big olive love heart. I've always been a romantic. I got to have a kiss that night, so I think the unlock was just a love heart of olives. But your show, yeah. So that feels like something that would be hilarious to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like I guess you don't really see a lot of people talking about that specific experience.
That is your brand. That is your thing, right? That sugar daddy thing.
Yeah, well, right now, because also like I definitely did have a bunch of internalized shame about that experience that I was trying to reconcile with while I was writing the show. And it's really hard to make that disappear when you're trying to write, because you don't want to write. If the audience senses that you have shame or self-consciousness on you, they're not going to have enough trust to go with you through the journey. You know what I mean?
So you can't convince them that it's funny if you're still hanging on to shame. It's either funny or it's shameful. You think it can't be both.
Well, I just think it can, but it leads to a much more successful show if you are communicating to the audience that I'm okay. Don't worry about me. Like, I'm safe. Because if they smell like pity or guilt or self-consciousness on you, they're going to clamp up. And it's something they're not even aware that they do. But it definitely is vital to having a performance where if you're talking about anything traumatic, sexual abuse, like rape, like death, the audience has to know that you're okay or they won't go with you.
I remember,
I think.
To your point, an Irish comic back in New Zealand after my first show told me, he's like, the audience can love you, they can hate you, they can want to sleep with you, they can never feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
And the minute they feel sorry for you, you've lost. And the point that you're making is that the audience has an expectation, even if it's subconscious, that you need to be in control, right? If you go up there and they're like, oh, like, she doing okay? I don't really want to laugh with her because this feels really heavy, what she's saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Pity is like a death knell on your performance. You can't ever have pity.
To turn it around into something slightly more lighthearted, I'll lead with a question, as I already half know an answer. Do you ever receive any weird comments online on social media as a lady performer, just as a performer? Do you ever get any weird feedback online?
Well, I had one video go viral that was with a friends of mine made it. Shout out to Sad Money. They collabed on a video with me on Instagram that got like 3 million views, and people will shit on you for your appearance. It's just like the culture of the internet comment section. But yeah, people will tell you you're not funny. They'll tell you you need to fix your hair and you're ugly or whatever, or that you're stupid. And then some people will go, well, you're really funny. You're brilliant. It's just the nature of... I haven't gotten too many weird things. I know some comedian friends of mine have gotten like, threats or a lot of degrading comments, but it hasn't been too bad. Knock wood. If you're out there, feel free to make a degrading comment.
There's a YouTube video of yours that I saw when I was researching for this episode, and you had a positive comment from a guy 3 months ago on a video of yours. There's I think it was a show reel of yours you put up, and you got a comment 3 months ago from an older gentleman. Have you seen this comment?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, I'd like to read you this comment
Yeah,
because
read it to me.
it's positive, but it is an incredibly weird comment that you got on one of your videos.
I'm excited.
It's not super long. It's about a minute of your time to read through this, but it's a double-edged sword because I read the comment and then I went on to the person's channel. So you got a comment on one of your videos, a positive comment you received from a fan. I have no idea if you actually read these comments, but here goes. Is this familiar, or is this your first time hearing it? We're getting a live reaction of Becky Goodman seeing a YouTube comment on an old video of hers. I've no idea if you actually read these comments, but here goes. Your sense of humor is very interesting. And he's right, it is very interesting. God, that sounds so nerdy. But then I guess I am nerdy. Or is that needy? Are needy people nerdy? I watched an improv about cows. Just cows. That was the title. The guys were very good, but I think I liked your show the most. God, what does that say about me? That I am shallow and attracted to redheads? That last bit is true, as I married one. So he's got a wife. So this is a guy with a wife, right? And I don't want to say that you are typecast as a performer, but it is kind of on brand that a married man is in the comments.
Yeah.
That last bit is true, as I married one. Probably the shallow bit as well. Keep up the good work and post more vids. Yours, Peter. So that's from Peter.
That's fucking crazy.
And so I saw that and I thought...
So much information in that comment.
That's so hectic, right?
Completely unnecessary.
I went onto his channel and I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And he's got one video on there and it's got 37 views.
Yeah.
And the title is just The Man with No Knees.
Oh, I want to watch it.
And it's a video of him dancing. I think it's him, an older guy, just dancing like he doesn't have knees. But this is like 1 a.m. today. I'm doing a bit of background research on yourself. And I see this comment. I'm like, who is this guy?
I love that.
And it's like if you couldn't possibly write that title into a story, that you go into a dude's channel and the video is just the man with no knees.
No, that's great.
That's kind of serial killer behavior. And I'm going to have to send it to you after because there's a story in there for you.
By the way, those kinds of guys really like me. The kinds of guys who have one video on their YouTube channel and it's called The Man with No Knees, they can't get enough of me.
You got to check his hard drive. 100%, that would be such a quick win for the New York, for the NYPD. Just go to this fella's house and check his hard drive because that is hectic behavior. Because I think if that's the kind of stuff, if that's the stuff you're just saying out loud, if that's how you are in public, what are you hiding?
He thinks that's a compliment. For sure, he's like, I'm going to write her a lovely comment.
I think the thing for me is like I don't know my target demographic, but certainly I got on the Jimmy Carr show a few weeks back was online and I'm on there and they put that up online. Thirsty older woman.
Yeah.
It's a specific type of thirsty older woman. It's like, it's so niche, but it's always this type of person where it's like 45 to 60 in America. Profile photo is like 7 different frames on it, like hashtag, all of these different things of like a butterfly filter on their face. They're like bad tattoos.
Yeah.
It's all like older solo mums, I guess, just froth online. And the thing for me is if I get weird comments for that, just weird shit, like if you were a triangle, you would be a cute one. Like, fuck off with your geometry compliments.
Yeah.
Too
It's
niche.
like it's a mom flirting.
Yeah, mum flirting. Yeah, like I love cooking with wine. Sometimes I even put it in the food, that type of person.
Yeah.
When I see that, it's weird, but it just stops it being weird. For you, I suppose, getting comments like that, you're like, oh, this person could be outside my house one evening. You know what I mean? I don't feel that with chicks commenting, but I feel like our friend here. Yeah,
they're just one bad day away from following you home. You know what I mean? And by the way, there's a lot of them out there.
Does that tie into your performance? Like if you're ever bombing, you're like, oh no, this doesn't just end at the end of the gig. This could be something.
No?
Because
they're not going to follow you home if you bomb. They're only going to follow you home if you're good.
But they only stalk the good performers.
Yeah, they only stalk the good ones.
Yeah, that's Jesus.
She needs my help.
So if you ever get like stalked or harassed, you're like, oh, I crushed tonight. That's such a toxic mindset.
How many people are outside my door?
Yeah.
18? I must have done pretty good.
That's the litmus test for how well you're doing as a performer is how harassed you get.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, I'm globally successful.
Yeah, I think so.
That's so hectic. No, I covered a lot of ground. We're chatting Lion King. We're chatting, we're chatting Lion King. We're chatting this guy in the comment section.
That is so funny.
Yours, Peter, commenting.
Shout out, Peter.
Shout out, Peter. Got an improv background. I've never done improv, right? I've done stand-up comedy for 4 years. I used to play in a band. I've done a bit of music, done a bit of comedy. I haven't done improv. Improv kids are a certain type of person. Improv, games, theatre, that ecosystem, I don't exist within. I don't understand it. But I mentioned you beforehand for the very first time live on air. I want you to talk me through an improv exercise. I want to be a part of that, and I want to see if I suck, because unlike yourself, who can bring a certain energy at 11:30 on a Wednesday morning, I'm anticipating a bomb here. But I'd love to, which I know is a crazy thing to say in central London, but I'd love to.
Let's have 2 minutes to commemorate that joke.
What about a bomb in central London?
Yeah.
Which inherently bombed as I said it. It was quite late. It's quite a meta joke. The joke about bombing and bombs.
This chair is kind of wet, by the way. I think it's the humidity in this room.
I'm glad that you pointed that out. Because always in the comment section, there's always people saying, "Is that tell me about the moisture of the chair?"
Yeah, I know people want to know about it. Let me tell you, these sides, you squeeze it, something's coming out.
Jesus Christ! Well, it's not actually the heat; it's the humidity.
Let's have another 2 minutes of silence for that joke.
That's just
Okay, so the thing is, you know the first rule of improv?
I'm going to be about improv.
That's Fight Club. I'm going to be very corny here. The first rule of improv is yes and. Do you know about this? This is the stereotype about improv. Yes and. Do you know?
I've heard about it. Talk me through yes and.
Just means if I come into a scene and I say, "Wow, I'm so glad to be on the International Space Station with you, Ted Bundy."
Yeah.
You don't say, "We're not on this space station, we're in the park." Or you don't say, "I'm not Ted Bundy, I'm Jeffrey Dahmer."
Right.
You just say, you accept my idea and you move on. You're not trying to fight me in the scene. You're accepting my idea and you move on.
Move on, or you move with, you progress the idea.
You move with it. Yeah, you're not trying to fight it. That's all I mean to say. Second thing is trying to be funny as an improviser will make you not funny. If you try to be clever, if you try to be funny, it's going to tank the scene. It's going to be everybody in the crowd is, "What the fuck is this shit? This is fucking boring."
And are there people that do that? Do you do improv and you see people try and make it theirs, and you're like, so it's a team sport.
Yes, it is. It's more about like making your scene partner look good, or like making the scene look good, or just following it, than it is about, "Oh, I'm going to, and watch this line right here," which I anticipate you might have an issue with because you love to be quick with your responses and say something funny, which is not a bad thing.
That was a compliment and a backhander at the same time.
Thank you.
That was like
yours, Peter. But it you know, like you're very good at coming up with something right after it's been said. Your brain works very quickly.
Yeah.
With the intention of being, having it be funny, which is actually like it's a poison in improv because it's like it takes away from the scene.
You see how many waters I'm hitting? I'm getting nervous.
You're really nervous.
I am anticipating this. Yeah, genuinely.
Yeah.
The idea of it, because I know I'm going to suck at it, but that's all right. It's team sport. Okay, so the yes and.
Yes and. Don't try to be funny.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's good for everybody. And then
is that why so many improv kids suck at stand up? Because they've been taught not to be funny. 2 minutes of silence. 2 minutes of silence for that joke. Let's have a moment of silence for that one. Brilliant.
That's what my dad always used to say.
Yeah.
Well, he used to say, "Funeral services for that joke will be held tomorrow." That's great.
Brilliant.
It's a great line.
That is so good. Okay.
And then, don't make anybody crazy. Don't make anybody on drugs. "Oh, you haven't taken your drugs I see you haven't taken your pills this morning."
Okay, is that just a hack?
Because it's another way of saying no. Like if I come in and we're in a crazy situation and you go, "Oh, I see you need to take your meds."
Yeah.
It's sort of like, okay, now my whole idea for the scene has been shot down because you're making me crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's tons of little exercises we could do But it could be fun to just be in a scene with that knowledge.
So
You would do a scene.
you're just to recap, you're not saying no,
Yep.
and you're not saying that someone's crazy.
Yep.
That's like the hallmark of just being a good boyfriend as well, isn't it? If you think about it, 2 minutes of silence
for that, too.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So and then sometimes
I'm going to be great at improv because everything I've said in the last 2 minutes just has not been funny. No more silence breaks.
You can and maybe I'll come back to, like, if we do a scene, I can come back to a game, or we can do a warm-up game, and then do a scene.
Let's do an improv warm-up game.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one's called it's not what you think. We can do a musical one, or we can do.
God, no, please. If
Okay.
you've got a kazoo in your back pocket, I'm going to walk in front of the
I
tram.
have it up my ass.
Fantastic. Kazoo player, by the way, some context. You play a very good
play
kazoo. I found that really endearing when I met you.
I can
When
play
I
a good
saw
kazoo.
on Valentine's Day, I saw the gig with you and you play the kazoo. I was like, I fucking like this.
Yeah.
This is cool. If you can, I've never really watched a lot of musical comedy, and you pull out a kazoo and you rock it. I was like, I want to be your friend. So that's cool. But it's currently kazoo's inaccessible for the duration of the episode.
This is called Mind Meld.
Okay.
And I think it's trending on TikTok right now, which is crazy.
good.
All you do is you say 3, 2, 1, and you say the first word that comes to your mind. And the goal is to say the same word.
As one another.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
we go
in.
let's say, I go 3, 2, 1, pillow.
Okay.
And you've said couch. Then you try to think, okay, what do a pillow and couch have in common? Where might we go next? 3, 2, 1, bed.
So am I listening to the word that you say and then trying to match your train of thought? We're trying to match one another.
You're trying to get on the same level. Yeah, you're trying to get on the same level. So the first word that comes to your mind. Okay? And then we just go quickly. We don't, another thing good about improv is just no self-censorship. Just go. Okay, ready? So 3, 2, 1, library. Okay, pistachio and library. Now we do it again.
Fantastic.
With those two, pistachio and library. We try to get,
Very good.
3, 2, 1, cafeteria. Books and cafeteria. Okay? 3, 2, 1, school.
coffee.
Coffee and school. Okay?
3, 2, 1,
cake.
shooting. Okay, very different. So we're not going down the same.
Jesus Christ.
We're not lining up here. We're going down a different path. I can see.
Okay, cake and shooting. Okay, right?
Okay.
Cake and shooting. 3, 2, 1, birthday.
More cake.
More cake.
We're
You can't say
getting-
the same word that's already been said.
No,
but
this
it's
is
okay.
more. This is.
Birthday and more cake. Okay? We're going to do it until we get it. Birthday,
So you
more
have to
cake.
keep doing it until you hit the same word. Okay, sorry.
3,
2, 1, candles.
Party and candles. Okay. 3, 2, 1,
Party hat.
celebration. Party hat. You can't use the same word, but it's okay. Like
The
even
hat,
if
not
it's
the party.
in the
Okay, sure.
party
It's my
hat
first
and
time. Be gentle.
celebration. Oh, sorry.
You've got to be agreeable in improv.
Oh, nice one.
Okay.
Party hat and celebration. Okay. 3, 2, 1,
emoji.
holiday. Holiday and emoji. Oh, I see why you did that.
Yeah, see the connection there?
Holiday and emoji. Okay.
Right.
Holiday
'Cause
and emoji.
I can feel us coming closer together and me
Holiday
moving
and
away.
emoji.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1,
palm
Christmas tree. Okay, palm tree and Christmas
what's happening.
tree.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1,
Reindeer.
park.
Fuck.
Park and reindeer. We can get this. Park and reindeer. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1,
more
Santa.
reindeer. I didn't have enough time.
Dan. Okay, Santa and more reindeer. 3, 2, 1,
Christmas.
present. Okay, Christmas, present.
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1,
Boxing
mindfulness.
Day.
Fuck.
Mindfulness.
You said present.
Okay, mindfulness and Boxing Day. Okay.
Okay.
3, 2, 1,
family.
New Year's. Family and New Year's. Okay. 3, 2, 1,
holiday.
child. Holiday, I already
Oh,
said.
Holiday was already
Holiday
said.
and
Okay.
child. Okay. Holiday and child.
3, 2, 1, birthday.
vacation.
I know you said birthday
said
already.
birthday.
I was just
Vacation
going to
and
say
birthday.
more birthday.
We can do this,
Vacation
Dan.
and
We've
birthday.
got to do this. You
I'm
gotta look
stressing
me in
out.
the
Is
eye.
this why
you have
so-
to look me in the eye.
I feel like I'm catching the neuroticism.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me. Vacation and holiday.
It feels like therapy.
Okay.
I like this. I could be good at improv. I'm not good at improv, but I like being a part of the journey.
Okay.
So what are the
Vacation and
words?
holiday.
Vacation and holiday. Okay. 3, 2, 1, Christmas.
plane.
Sorry,
said
I know we
Christmas.
said
Okay,
Christmas.
Christmas and
I needed to
plane.
say a word though.
Yeah, okay.
I'd rather
Okay.
ask for forgiveness than permission.
Christmas and plane.
Okay.
Okay. 3,
2,
2, 1,
1.
travel.
Helicopter.
Travel and helicopter. Okay, come on. Let's use our comedic brains here. Travel
Okay.
and helicopter. Okay.
Let's have more than 3, 2, 1. We might need like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
1, crash.
Kobe Bryant.
You see?
Yeah, I see where it's going.
Crash and Kobe Bryant. 3, 2, 1. Basketball.
Yo, let's go.
Let's fucking go. See, that's how you do it. But the thing is, you have to actually, you can't, what you're doing is, I don't have enough time, make a joke. I'm stressed.
Yeah.
Talk fast.
Interesting.
You have to just look at each other and keep going.
That is a very good exercise, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because It's do you find when you do that with people, it's kind of a reflection on, I think that's your hair. That's almost a reflection and an insight into how people work and operate. Because for me, as you say, my brain's like, not enough time, be funny, make a pun. But you're like, no, we're working on this thing together.
Mm-hmm.
And you're working towards an idea and I keep just taking it off course.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be good at improv, would I?
No, it's not that. You just have to learn how to meet in the middle. Like if you're going, you said, I don't know what you said that was like not how my brain thinks.
Shooting?
No. That was funny, poignant, and sad.
Poetic.
Thank you. It was something else. It was present. And you said mindfulness. Like my mind wasn't there. But now I've got to go, okay, how can we get our minds lined up? Where are we going to sync up? So like it's about meeting in the middle. Doesn't matter. Like it's just your style, Yeah. It's as much my job to link up with you as it is yours to link up with me.
So you've done that exercise.
Mm-hmm.
You're 2 improv kids. You've done your exercise. When do we dye our hair blue and become insufferable? No, I don't mean that. What happens? Moment of silence. What happens? What happens from then? We've done the warm up exercise.
First of all, can I say improv people can be insufferable, just like stand up people can be insufferable. Completely.
Stand ups are worse because
it depends. Because improv people are loud. Stand ups are sad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I the comparison I would make is like improv people being insufferable, stand-up people being insufferable. Improv people are like, what we do is so great.
Mm-hmm.
Stand-ups are like, I'm so great. If you get
they're both delusional, but in different ways.
Improv, it's almost like team delusion.
It's like children that you have to validate, but they're adults, and it's like, okay, come on. Whereas a stand-up is like a divorced dad that you have to keep alive. Okay. So what you do is if you're in a group, you're doing that around the circle. So everybody has to help, because like in a group of improvisers, you might have 5 people. So you do that 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So you have to all try to work together.
And that's when you get characters like me jump in and they're like, I'm going to throw this off course so everyone thinks I'm funny. And people are like, you can set us back 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. So then we can do, you would maybe try to do 1 or 2 more exercises for a warm up, but we can just do a scene.
Sure.
And I'm going to try to set you up as much as possible.
Sure. This
Mm.
isn't going to be good. I just need you to know.
That's fine. I might give you gifts.
Okay.
And gift giving in improv means I might say like, oh, I noticed that large boil on your left thigh. And you have to say, oh, yes. That's more like, hey, I noticed, I've heard you're a world-renowned dancer. Isn't that true? And you go, yes. So now I'm making you those things.
And when you make me
say
them,
yes to that.
I have to say yes. You say dancer, I can't say, no, that's a typo. I have cancer. I can't then get that and
you might be able to do that once in a scene, but it's not, you can't keep
I need to be agreeable to continue it. Okay.
Okay, so we can do, I'll set you up and I'll make it very obvious in the first couple sentences what this scene is about. Okay?
Cool.
Hey, well, I know you've never been on a farm before, but it's good to have you here. I'm going to train you how to train a horse. So you feeling ready? Because we got some more chores for you to do a little later, but we're going to start with the horses.
I never trained a horse before, but I'm very excited to be training a horse today.
Yeah, I see you're wearing your horse outfit. I wouldn't say all the sequins are necessary, but I love the enthusiasm, and I'm just going to show you around. And I know your mama told me you have very brittle bones, so we're going to be gentle. So this right here is the hay. If you have any questions, just let me know.
Do you have any milk on account of my calcium deficiency giving me these brittle bones? Do you have any milk? My mama said I need to be drinking milk. Apart from that, I think we're good.
You got a real intense blackness in your eyes. I just noticed that.
It's the calcium deficiency.
Hold on a second. Maria, can you get inside? That's just my daughter, just making sure you don't interact.
Oh, I know your daughter.
Let's just focus on this hay. There seems to be a dark aura surrounding you. I can actually feel my heart slowing down, so I'm just going to take a couple steps back and we're going to get back to this. Hey, what you want to do? God damn, that horse just ran away. We can move on to collecting eggs from the hen house.
Do you think I'm going to spook off the chickens on account of this dark presence that I'm only picking up on late in the piece?
Should be okay. You don't know about what kind of effect you have. It's surprising that you're so dark given the outfit is so loud. The outfit is burning my eyes and then your aura is taking the life out of them.
I have been told historically I'm a cowboy that possesses a dark aura.
Yep. Okay, so you're trying to counter that? Okay. I just heard the voice of Satan in my ear. He said, get away. Satan said, get away from you. All right, I'm getting a little spooked, but we're just going to move on to the hens because, I feel safe around those hens. And you want to just go and try to collect some of those eggs? You do it. Go on yourself. Take that basket and go on and pick some of those eggs up from those hens. Why don't you?
Okay, I've just collected the eggs from the hens.
They're all dead.
What do you think happened to the hens? Because I don't believe I'm picking up on the presence that you're outlining.
Do you not have any idea what kind of effect you are having on the nature around you?
Why don't you ask these dead hens?
You know what? I'm gonna go inside and shut the door, and I'm gonna burn my house down, and because I feel like that's the right thing to do. So I will excuse myself from this situation, and you can do whatever you need to do in this farmland. But I'm out.
Is improv where a lot of people learn that they're autistic?
And scene.
Is there
That would be the end of the
Is there
scene.
a room that I'm not reading? What was happening with that cowboy? Because I just brittle bones. What was happening there?
I just made you into the not expecting a guy who would not really be. I just made you into a crazy person, devil guy, and you ran with it.
What did I do? Where did I go wrong? And where was I good? There, with your improv expertise, what did I do correctly? I haven't been that nervous in a long time.
Oh, you did fine.
I was so out of my depth doing that.
You did fine.
That's spooky.
You did fine. You can play along and set up more opportunities for the joke to work. So if the joke is like you've got a crazy sequined outfit and you're a seemingly brittle person and you need vitamin D for your calcium deficiency.
The milk thing was good. We can agree.
The milk thing was good.
The milk reference, because you wouldn't eat milk if you're calcium deficient.
Yeah, that
Every
was good.
cowboy knows this.
You could be like, if you really don't know the kind of effect you're having and you say, well, how about if I help out by petting this cow and then the cow just disintegrates into your hand? You know what I mean? Like you can set yourself up too.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of by the way, this is kind of a crazy, my brain always goes like, let's make this guy into a all-being devil weirdo. So I was doing very extreme setup for you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to go and I see the skin in your eyes is starting to sallow. I'm so sorry. Like you can make yourself really apologetic that you're this crazy sort of dark presence.
Yeah, play into that.
Yeah,
you're saying
not trying to do it. And that makes me want to try to help you more, even though the situation keeps getting worse.
You'll see watching back that clip, you'll see about 11 seconds into that game where I go, we're cowboys. Like
Really?
real late in the piece, I was
Even
like, I see
when
what's
said,
happening.
Thanks so much for coming on the farm.
I didn't know that inferred that I was a cowboy. I could be the meter reader. I could be there to just check the electrics. And I'm like, just a man with a clipboard without the accent,
Okay.
you know?
When I said, welcome to the farm. I'm so glad to have you. I'm going to train you how to train the horses.
I could be an elder horse. There could be so many things that I could be in that moment. Yeah, 100%. Okay. I'm saying what you're saying is very obvious. It wasn't immediately obvious to me.
I get it.
And I was like, oh, we have to.
Right.
I think within me and where I would struggle with improv, what I fear happening and where I feel like I've been burnt as a child is like, you're like, we're doing a silly cowboy voice. And I'm like, I'm a cowboy as well. And you're like, you actually just ruined. You know what I mean? That thing where you like I was being baited into being a cowboy. And I'm like, we're all cowboys having a fun time. And you're like, I don't actually want to be a cowboy now that Dan's here.
Oh, see, but that would be like knowing. That would be saying no to your idea.
Yeah, it would. And maybe that's why. Do you think maybe that's why there's like a lot of freaks and outcasts in improv because it's welcoming in that sense? It's a yes community.
But what you could have also chosen to be like a New York cowboy or a New Zealand cowboy. You didn't have to match me. You can.
No, I didn't.
And that's a way to like play along is to match. It's called mirroring. You just do exactly what that other person is doing. But you could have been a Soviet cowboy and that would have completely changed the scene. You know, if you had been like, I'm so glad to be here and I'm not a spy. You know, that would have. Then I would have gone on a different track, you know?
That is a fun thought.
I'm not training horses for any kind of purpose, you know?
That's so good. Again, that took me a few seconds to go, oh, she probably is. You taught me something when we were first hanging out, when you moved here to London, about clowning and I think less improv, but more about clowning, about when you're a character, because there's a character you're working on. I don't know if you chat about it yet.
Which character? Giovanni Gelato? Italian guy? Or the boat guy?
The Italian guy, I think.
Yeah, the Italian guy. I haven't done him here yet. I really want to.
Yeah, so like an Italian clown.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who he is.
And you were saying that in the process of figuring out who a character is, you imagine them in lots of different situations when you're developing a character.
Yeah.
Talk me through that. You imagine an Italian clown, how would they respond? If their car got broken into, how would they respond?
Exactly. So like, trying to figure out, okay, so maybe my guy is like this, and I speak Italian, by the way. But, you know, what is this guy going to do? What kind of person is he? How is he going to react to being in the middle of a bank robbery? Whoa, everybody calm down. Oh, you shot me. Why you do this, huh? Why you do this? What's wrong with you, huh? He's not reacting at all to the fact he's bleeding out.
Yeah.
He's indignant. You know what I mean?
And so you put that character in these different situations to work through how they
how are they
like character traits of how they react.
Yeah.
And you haven't yet done this character here in London.
No, I really want to do him here. I haven't had a chance to do any like sort of character comedy in London yet, and I really want to try it.
That leads into a question that I have is I bumped into you many weeks back. You're on a bike. You had just done a gig here, like an open mic. To how many people were at that mic?
Probably like 20.
A small crowd, relatively.
Yeah, a lot of them were comedians. Not all.
So let's say maybe a crowd of 10 people who aren't comics and 10 people who are thereabouts.
Yeah, something like that.
And within the same week, you had been at a theatre with Nina Conti performing to 1,500 people.
Yeah.
A lot of people who perform to massive crowds like that and have kind of, they're touring, they're performing to big audiences like that. Their ego would maybe would get in the way of them then going to a smaller show. How do you balance that like success of playing to a big audience and playing a big room like that and then being humble to just like play to a smaller crowd? Or is that something you always have to do? You always have to make space for smaller gigs?
I think the thing is this tour, the biggest venue, I opened for her at Leeds, which was like 600 people, 670, something like that. It's just different to play a small. I actually went into that gig thinking it was going to be terrible because
the small one.
Yeah, the small one, but not because of that it was small, because I thought it was just going to be a bunch of other male comedians. And in New York, an open mic is sort of like a noxious gas that takes the joy out of you. It's like a Death Eater. The open mic scene in New York City is like a bunch of Death Eaters hanging out.
Tell me about Death Eaters.
Harry Potter reference.
Oh, okay, no, that flew over my head. Apologies. I'm very uncultured. Pun? No.
Because they fly?
Do they?
Yeah.
That's so good. I wish it was. No. Yeah. I thought that was like a comedy term, like Death Eaters.
No. Okay, what about Venom. A Venom is better. Venom. You can picture the substance or Spider-Man's alter ego.
Mm.
It's like sitting in a room waiting for poison to kill you, basically, because you're paying to do 3 minutes of comedy in front of other stand-up comedians who are mostly male and
Paying to do it.
great. You're paying to do it in the United States, $5, $7, paying to wait in a cold, dark room with other male comedians who are not interested in listening to you. They're interested in doing their material. There is no real audience.
Are they filming it?
Not usually.
So that's
They
not
might
one
be.
that they're
They
filming
might
for
be
social.
recording it on their phone.
Okay.
But nobody's laughing because they're all other comedians. They're just looking at their phones, prepping their set. It's horrible. There's no chance of really seeing if your material's working.
You wouldn't really get any better doing that, would you? Or
That's your option. That's how people start out. They do the open mic circuit. And there's so many more opportunities to perform in front of a real audience. In New York, it's just like, okay, I guess I just will do 5 minutes to these guys none of them is looking at me.
if you've got a crowd of disinterested dudes in a basement and they're all comedians, and as you say, there's sometimes not a real audience there, you've had to pay to do it anyway. Is there an argument that if a joke's really good and really crushes, you'll know about it because this crowd doesn't care about anyone?
Well, sometimes you end up performing for stand-ups, which is different. Like that might mean just like doing a really dark joke because you know that'll make them laugh.
Yeah.
Let me do the darkest, most fucked up joke because that will get a laugh out of them. So you wind up almost tailoring your act more towards the stand-up in the room than the potential audience member who will be at your next gig.
Practicing the thing that you aren't trying to get good at.
Yeah,
You're just practicing making comedians laugh.
It's really just sad. So I thought that small gig was going to be just like that because that's my experience. And then it was fun and fun. Everybody was very supportive and I got to play around. Because it's like, to me, if I get to play around on stage and experiment and the environment is good, it doesn't really matter. The size, I almost sometimes prefer a small room because it feels so much more like you are connecting with every individual. And you can see their faces. I almost like that a little bit better. So I don't really care. It's nice to perform in front of a group of people. Ideally, I would love to perform in front of a group of a lot of people who are there just to see me. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But that hasn't happened yet, you know?
When you do support on a tour and you have 600-700 people there, there will be people in the crowd who know who you are, but as you say, it isn't an audience who's there for you specifically. Do you play it as though it is? Because I imagine if I went out and saw that many people, I would like to imagine like this is a Dan Boerman crowd, or do you like you are support?
No, that is like I learned the first time Nina and I toured together when I opened for her on Southend-on-Sea. I felt like I completely fucking bombed the gig, and it was because I wanted to be great. I wanted them to think I was great. That's not your job. Your job is to warm up the crowd. The crowd doesn't give a fuck who you are. They don't know you. They're not here for you. They're here for someone else.
You're a catalyst for her to do well.
Yeah, and that's fine. That if you go into the gig knowing that, it makes it so much easier. So your job is just to warm them up.
Yeah.
And Nina actually, by the way, shout out to Nina Conti, who's an amazing person, great comedian, and good friend. She said, don't think of, just do what you want to do. Have fun. Because I was like, I've got to be good. I've got to warm them up. And she's like, you know what? You're going to probably be the best if you just do what you want to do and let go of the expectation that it needs to be something. And so that's what I did. And I had the second time I opened for her in Leeds, it was so much better. So much better. And I did a better job. I made them laugh more than I did the first time.
There's a lot of merit in letting go of the expectation, as you say. That happened to me a couple of weeks back. There was a club up north, and I've been trying to perform there for a couple of years now. I've been trying to get a paid spot, and I've only been doing trials there. And I felt frustrated when I went up because I thought maybe I'm just committing to a life of just doing trial spots here and not getting any paid work. And I went in with a mindset of, oh, well, you know, fuck it. I may never get booked at this club. This club's probably just not interested in me. I'm just going to go up and have fun. And I fucking murdered for 10 minutes. Did the best spot I'd done because I wasn't going in, as you say, like, I need to do really, really well. I need to impress them. I need to be the best me. I almost went up of just kind of like, it was more what comedy's about in a sense, right? Just going up and just doing, not just doing what you want to do, but just going in with almost took the weight off my shoulders and allowed some breathing room, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, just be yourself. Hey, everybody out there, everyone out there is just like, I don't know what to do, man. Hey, just be yourself and have fun. It's that easy.
I want you to read the audiobook of the Bible. I want to hear you just like.
In the beginning, there was light. Okay, and the word was good. All right, and then just crazy shit happened.
Don't spoil the ending for people who don't know what happens in that story, though.
No problem.
It'll make Christmas different for them.
He is the father.
What is that like? Like Maury, is that the show?
Yeah.
The US show? You are the father.
Yeah.
How good. Well, I guess the final question that I have for you is you've really gone all in, haven't you? You've moved from New York to London to do this and try and crack the circuit here. If people are pursuing creative endeavor or otherwise, you've lived here in London for as long as me, a couple months now.
Yeah.
What's your if you want to do it in the voice that you just did, feel free. But or you can do the cowboy thing again. What's your advice for people trying to crack it, people going all in and just getting after their dream?
In general or here specifically?
Just in general. What's London taught you in general, moving here for the last couple of months, about getting after it? Because it is a big thing that you've done. There is a lot of courage in doing that, to just move here and just get after it.
Just follow your heart. Here's what I have to say, man.
As though we're doing a Joe Biden bit.
You think this is Joe Biden I'm doing? Here's what I have to say.
That's Donald Trump.
Moving. Oh, shit, you're right.
It's just the other guy.
Here's what I have to say. Clinton. It was Clinton and Obama together having sex. I did not have sexual relations. Okay, stop. Here's what I have to say.
So much fucking editing with you here.
Yeah, sorry.
We're having to overlay photos. We're having to chop out clips.
Can you put a mix of Biden, Obama, Clinton, and Trump on my face? Just rotate them real quick.
Just put photos of them
just flash
on you.
them, yeah.
Very good. Why? Just because?
I think honestly, okay, my mom has a saying, which she learned from somebody else. I'm not sure who, but she has a saying, leap and the net will appear. And that means just jumping in full force to what you want to do and trusting that it will work out, because it has to, because you have no backup. I work really well under pressure. Part of the reason why I moved here, because I thought, I'm moving to a different country. I know I have some friends, I have some people I know, but I've got to make this work. Eddie Izzard's, I was reading Eddie Izzard's biography a couple months ago, and they talk about I decided to do the Edinburgh Fringe and I didn't have any skills and I wanted it to work out. And just every decision they made was about, I'm going to do this thing and it's going to work out. Blind faith about it working out. I'm not saying this is not possible for everybody. There's certainly circumstances that might, people might face that don't allow them to do a big change or this kind of thing. But if you want to do something, I think it's better to jump into it full force 100% with no backup plans sometimes and see if you swim. See if you keep your head above the ground, because that's what works well for me. And also just not doing anything that you don't fucking want to do.
Go all in on something that you love.
Yeah, and you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. That's bullshit. Just do what you want to do. See if it works. Take a chance. Don't put yourself at great financial or physical risk, but try something new and go full force into it with no backup plan and see where that takes you. And if you fail at it and that makes you want to give up, okay. But if you fail at it, it makes you want to keep going. It means it's really what you want to do.
I really like that. So the saying that your mum taught you is leap and the net will appear.
Yeah. Take the leap of faith and you will be caught by your own determination and ambition to do what you want.
That is such a sweet note to end on, to contrast with talking about
and if you're watching The Lion King, dude, and a girl won't kiss you, bro, try putting on The Lion King too, and then, just see what happens when that little baby cute Scar son comes up on the screen and you're like, damn, that guy's pretty fucking fire. I want to fuck that lion, bro. Dude, I want to fuck that lion. And you know what? People telling you can't fuck a lion cub in a cartoon, leap in the net will appear.
I was chatting to a fella a couple of weeks back about, we were watching a David Attenborough documentary. There were like these snakes on the screen, these up close footage of these snakes. And I was like, snakes are really pretty animals. He's like, yeah, snakes are pretty animals. And I was like, if I had to, female snake. He's like, yeah, female snake. If you had with an animal, if you had to, it would be a female snake. And we were like, oh yeah, they are quite pretty animals. And that's kind of when I wanted to round out the conversation. He then started naming other animals.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, he's like, and giraffes? I was like, no, I thought we're done.
Too difficult.
Or just like we'd already established rapport with the snakes, just being like, yeah, snakes are pretty. I go get on board with a snake, yeah, and round it out. And then he's like, giraffes? Starts listing things off. I was like, oh, we've a lot to unpack.
Giraffe
here.
is a crazy second choice.
If you had to.
Giraffe is crazy.
But if you had to, any animal. And the animal's on board with it, if you had to.
Human, because we're animals too. I'm not into bestiality. I'm only into bestiality if it involves a cartoon.
And on that note, thank you for joining me today. You have a show coming up at the Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, yes. I have a show on December 3rd at 6:30 p.m. at the Bill Murray, the Angel Comedy at the Bill Murray on December 3rd. It's a Wednesday. I would love for you to go. It's called The Day My Sugar Daddy Dumped Me. And it's a great musical comedy, and it's true.
And you did that at the Edinburgh Fringe. You've done that in New York, and you're doing that now.
I did it in Barcelona recently.
How did that go?
It was great. It was really good.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Where can people get tickets for that? Do they just Google you?
You can go to my website at www.beckygoodman.com/LionKingAnal.net.
Oh, God. Okay.
Or you can just search, you can go on the Bill Murray's website and there'll be a link on their calendar. But all the tickets are sold on Dice.
Fantastic. Becky Goodman, thank you for your time, and looking forward to hearing how your show goes here in London, and wishing you every success here on your comedy journey.
Thanks for having me on Big Pond.
How do I say it? Go on, give me, just round that out. Give me the Kiwi accent.
This is Big Pond. Hi, I'm Dan Boerman. This.
That's not bad.
Is Big Pond.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like my mum pretending to be me on the phone. Like, that's a pretty convincing accent.
Thank you.